Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's well. Thank you all for joining us. We are so lucky to have Carletta Tilousi here with us today. And I just wanted to tell y'all a bit about her before we begin. And to give you a brief rundown, she's a lifelong advocate for the protection of the Grand Canyon. She's worked for more than 25 years promoting environmental justice for the Havasupai tribe, the Grand Canyon, and the indigenous people of the Southwest. Since 1998, Ms. Toulouse has served as president of Red Rock Foundation Incorporated, a Native American nonprofit organization promoting environmental education for tribes in the Southwest. Ms. Toulouse and the tribe have opposed the development of uranium mines on federal lands above the village and located within the watershed of Supai Village. One uranium mine is operating next to the tribe's sacred site called Red Butte. Ms. Toulouse was born and raised in Supai Village, located at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. In 2002, after earning a Bachelor of Science degree in Justice Studies from Arizona State University, Ms. Toulouse returned to Supai Village and was elected to serve on the Havasupai Tribal Council and was re-elected multiple times for over 17 years. While serving on the Tribal Council, Ms. Toulouse addressed the major issues of the day by improving the legal and financial infrastructure of the tribe to provide better methods to address environmental threats. She has worked alongside Havasupai elders to successfully have Red Butte legally declared as one of the largest traditional cultural property sites in the U.S., providing added protection for the site. In 2012, she provided public comment in support of the successful effort, declaring a 20-year moratorium on new mining claims surrounding the Grand Canyon. As a tribal council member, she provided congressional testimony to support the Grand Canyon Centennial Protection Act and its successful passage through the U.S. House of Representatives twice. Supai Village is world-renowned for its dramatic and picturesque blue-green waterfalls, which are threatened by the uranium mines on the rim of Grand Canyon. Ms. Toulouse serves as an ambassador for the Havasupai tribe by presenting their environmental justice issues to the world. Ms. Toulouse also served as delegate to the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, and has also presented the Havasupai uranium case at the World Uranium Hearings in Salzburg, Austria. Ms. Toulouse helped defeat a proposed nuclear waste dump in Wallenberg, Switzerland, which had direct ties to proposed mining activities in the Grand Canyon region. In 2010, tribal members, including Ms. Toulouse and the Tribal Council, were also engaged in a protracted legal dispute with Arizona State University over alleged improper human subject research conducted by the university officials against the Havasupai tribe. This work resulted in a groundbreaking settlement compensating individual tribal members and provided direct benefits to the tribe. Ms. Toulouse also currently serves as a representative of the tribe on the First Things First Coconino Regional Partnership Council in northern Arizona, promoting early childhood program and tribal communities. Ms. Toulouse, thank you so much for being here. And to everybody who's in attendance, we will be opening up for questions at the end, but feel free to drop them in the chat and we will address them later on. The stage is yours, Ms. Toulouse. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hi, good afternoon. Gamije, Baje Buye, Nasivia, Carletta Tilousi, Xipke. Greetings, everyone out there in Zoom land. My name is Carletta Tilousi. I'm from the Havasupai tribe. I was born and raised in Supai Canyon. And today I've been asked to talk to you over Zoom about the history of my tribe, some of our cultural practices, and what we do to try to protect our waters of the Grand Canyon. First, I want to start off with this first slide here. It says Havasupai tribe, people of the blue-green waters. That's how you say Havasupai, means Havasubaja. And there's about 767 tribal members left in my tribe. We are located in the bottom of the Grand Canyon in a side canyon called Cataract Canyon, and our village is called Supai Village. Quite a remote area that I grew up in, and a lot of my family still lives there. I'm currently speaking to you from out of the canyon. I'm currently here with my husband and my children in Cave Creek, Arizona. And a lot of us tribal members have houses out of the canyon too as well because of the remoteness of the village. And but a majority of my family is still down there. I chose to leave Supai, went off to boarding school at 14 years old, and came back and worked for the tribe for a couple of years as a working for the elderly program. And then I decided that I wanted to go to college, and I left the canyon again at 19 years old and got a degree here at ASU Tempe in a justice studies field, and learned a lot about policy making and political work. Met a lot of leaders in Arizona, and came to understand that we're all 21 tribes here in Arizona. We're all have a lot of things in common, but we're also very different. We all have different languages. We all have different populations and different types of culture and practices. And meeting other tribes was very important to me so that I could learn about their ways and they could learn about me and my community. So this first screen here is our tribal seal. Each of the 21 tribes have a seal and a flag, and this is our flag. And you can see closely, it's got the Havasupai Falls on the left side and then Wikal-Iva on the right side. Wikal-Iva is a formation of rocks that stand right in the middle of our village in Supai, and we believe they watch over us in our village. And then to the bottom left, you see a lot of the fruits that's supposed to symbolize corn, watermelon, peaches, and those types of foods that we have in Supai. And on the right-hand side, you see the ram. And the ram is a symbol of our ancestors that have roamed in the canyons. And we have stories that tell us about our relationship with the rams. This next slide gives you kind of a context about how the village is set up. That's the base of the canyon. And if you look closely, you'll see the pillars right in the middle. And there's a water that goes right through called Havasu Creek. And now today we have visitors that come and visit our village, and we welcome that. And that's one of our biggest income base for my tribe. And only way in and out of Supai is hiking and by helicopter. This is also kind of an aerial map that I thought I'd share to show where the Grand Canyon National Park is and how big the Grand Canyon is. And you can also see the lining of the Colorado River and all the tributaries that drain into the Colorado River. And you see our village is marked as Supai, and that's also our water is a tributary into the Colorado River as well. And that's how we're named Havasupai people. This next slide gives you kind of a closer up look. You kind of could see some of the homes in the canyon. And right now, it's blooming. The cottonwood trees are blooming right now. A lot of families are getting ready to start farming their fields. And that's how we sustained ourselves for many years. We do have horses that some of the families rely on to bring in tourism supplies. That has kind of slowed down a lot since over my lifetime. Not too many people can afford horses. So we've been kind of slowing down on our horses. Here are some of the sacred waters in the village a few miles down from the main village area. The first one is Havasu Falls. That has been one of the most famous ones that you all see in some of the pictures in Arizona highways. And then here's the next one is Mooney Falls. That's one of the tallest ones we have. And if you further you go down the canyon, you'll run into also Beaver Falls. So these are the different waterfalls pictures that I collected over time just to kind of show you why we are called Havasupai, and also why it's so important to protect the waters of the Grand Canyon, because this all eventually drains down into Colorado River and provides water down here into the valley and also to Vegas and different areas that where they're farming and along the Colorado River. So a lot of people rely on this water. And this is the confluence, so it shows you that it drains right into the Colorado River. And so some people hike all the way down there, and you could see some of the people on the ledge and kind of get an idea how big it is. But our water is blue-green, and that's why why we're called Havasupajas. These are pictures of some of our family members and children. This is how we dress when we are in our celebration mode. We make our own dresses through different types of fabric and colors. And the colors represent the environment, the water, the leaves, the sky, all of that. We promote a lot of our cultural knowledge sharing with our children. A little bit of history of the Supai and our families, how we live in the canyon. And now I'm going to move on to what the major threats are right now, and and how we've been fighting for many, many years. First, uranium mining came into my community back in, I want to say, 1984. Mining development was very important back then, and they were gaining, mining companies were gaining access to federal Forest Service lands due to the 1872 mining law, and doing exploratory drilling in the area, and found that there's a lot of very high quality grade ore in the north and south rim of the Grand Canyon. And so that's how I learned about it as a young child, and my family and my tribal leaders at the time did not support this type of activity. And so we've been fighting for many, many years to protect the areas. And so this is an article that came out and shows you some of the activity that's happening there now. So here's an aerial shot. This is a couple of years ago. This sits right on top of one of the oldest aquifers in the Southwest, called the Red Wall Moab Aquifer. So as many of you know, mining takes a lot of water to utilize to operate an actual uranium mine. So they have 2 wells out there and tapping into the aquifers and sustaining this project out there. This has been this particular mine is called Pinon Plain Mine, and operated by Energy Fuels Nuclear out of, I believe they're out of Denver, Colorado, or somewhere in Colorado. And they gain access to public lands because of the 1872 mining law. So when you go to the Grand Canyon National Park, this activity is happening a few miles from there. I wanted to share a little bit about this particular map here. It shows all the active mines within the Grand Canyon withdrawal area. One of the policies that we did during the Obama administration was to take a look at these areas, public lands, and see how many mines were out there and who was owning them, who was putting money into it. So when you look at this map here, at that time, there was 831 total uranium claims on public lands. So you'll see the North Rim has a lot of the orange dots. You see the different colored dots on the South Rim. And then you look to the corporate claims, and you see that the brightest ones, the vein minerals, the light orange ones are owned by United Kingdom. The oranger dots, dark brown, for those of you that are color blind like me, those are from Canada. So 603 claims from Canada. Then you have the darker green, 102 claims from Energy Fuels Nuclear. So you see, and then it just gives you an idea of how many companies are really interested in this region. Okay. So again, you see, it just gives you an understanding that because of the 1872 mining law, it allows mining companies from other parts of the world to come and stake claims here in the United States. They do mining here and they leave. There's not really no oversight and enforcement by state and federal agencies. I believe that is why Piñon Plain Mine has been grandfathered in to mining as we speak today. For those of you that want to understand how Piñon Plain Mine is operating right now, this is a sample of a type of mining that they do, and this shows you also how deep they go into the ground, and they go down the side of what they call a breccia pipe, and they go parallel down, and then they suck it in through the side of the pipe, and then they haul it up to the surface. So that's the operation that they're doing right now. And then you also see the different formations of earth that they go through, the deeper that they go through. And way at the bottom, if you see this one, number 14, that's the Red Wall Moab limestone aquifer that I was talking about. So they're getting pretty close to that aquifer that drains into Havasupai Falls and also to the Colorado River. And those are the types of concerns that my community had even back in 1984. So right next to the mine, Piñon Plain Mine, happens to be our sacred mountain called Red Butte. This is the site of our people's creation stories. And that's why our people, my ancestors and my tribal leaders at the time taught us that we need to continue to protect our sacred sites, even though they are located on federal forest lands now. We still have access to these areas and pay homage to our way of life. This is also a slide to show you some of our tribal members traveled out of Supai, came all the way out here to Piñon Plain Mine, and expressed their concern about the mining activity there. And we were joined by other allies in the region, and mainly educating ourselves about what is a uranium mine, what does it do. And so we've been educating ourselves since I was a child from uranium mining, and we do understand that it's a very deadly process. And a lot of our neighboring tribes, such as the Navajo Nation and the Pueblos, have experienced cancer rates and deaths in their community. And learning from that history, our tribe has been very vocal about saying no to mining for many, many years. And part of the strategy that we did take multiple times, multiple trips to Washington, D.C. to lobby and have them voice our concerns about why it's important as Congress members to speak about our issues and the importance of uranium mining once they get to Washington, D.C. So this was one of the bills that we had at the time that was called the Grand Canyon Protection Act. And we were working hard to ban uranium mining on 1 million acres of the Grand Canyon. And so we were able to pass this through the House, but struggled to get it through the Senate at that time. So this was sponsored by Senator Kristen Sinema and co-sponsored by Senator Mark Kelly. So we worked really hard with them to try to get it through, but it just didn't make it. So then we started lobbying. The new administration came and we started lobbying the Biden administration, and we were able to successfully declare the 1,000,000 acres of the Grand Canyon National Monument. And I think many of you have seen it and read about it on the media. But that was many, many years of hard work for many, many people. A lot of non-governmental organizations joined, created alliances, along with the 13 tribes in Arizona who have also ancestral ties to the Grand Canyon, joined forces as sovereign nations. In the history that in what I've seen over time, I've never seen 13 tribes come together for a common purpose. And the Grand Canyon was their common purpose. Because a lot of us believe that the Grand Canyon is a sacred place to our people. And there's a lot of burial sites and trails and ancient formations that identify us as Native Americans. So we all came together and lobbied our Congress members and was able to declare it as a monument. And it eliminated 600 uranium claims. So all the claims that you saw in the prior email, the prior slide, are all eliminated now. So, that was the effort of all the tribes. But we still have the Pinon Plain mine that was grandfathered in. Somehow they managed to be able to still exist because they had an active uranium mine fenced off, staffed there, and they would improve it, and that was their way of being grandfathered in. So we could not stop that. That mine currently sits on a national monument. It is up to the Forest Service and the federal agencies and state agencies to enforce laws and rules on Pinon Plain Mine. But now they have received all the permits from the state and are now hauling uranium across public lands. And they started off with 2 uranium trucks, and now they're going to increase to 3 uranium trucks and then increase to 5 uranium trucks. So I think as citizens of Arizona, it is not just a Havasupai issue anymore. It's now an Arizona issue. And as long as we just sit back and not say or do anything, these uranium trucks are just going to continue to be on public lands. And we're just waiting for an accident to occur. And who's going to clean that up? Who's responsible for that? Those are questions that even us tribes don't have answers to, and we're not getting direct answers from different agencies to let us know who's going to be responsible when there is a mistake or an accident on these public roads. So this issue that I'm talking to you about is, a big issue that is affecting many people now. It started out with my tribe, and then we're able to hold them off for a long time. But now there's one mine that is aggressively moving forward, and that's where we need your help and your support to reach out to your congressional people and let them know that water is very important. And we are in the middle of a drought here. And to allow a mining company to come in and put wells and utilize millions and millions of gallons a day without any oversight, that should not be happening. We should be protecting our natural resource that we have left here in the desert, the water. That is very important to every one of us, and that needs to be protected. And you guys have a role as well as citizens, is also to voice your concern and also to vote. Vote your voice and be aware of what is coming down your pipes. Is your water clean? Is it safe to swim in? Is it safe to drink? Those are all sorts of things that we need to keep aware of as we move forward. So this particular one is kind of, this next slide shows you the Forest Service lands that I was telling you about. Piebat Forest Service, that's where Red Butte is. That is where the Pinon Plain Mine is. You could kind of see where Havasupai is. The gray portions are on our reservation. And then you see the different national monuments. Here's the Grand Canyon Parashot Monument, the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. And then now we have the Baj Nawabja Itaku'uvini Grand Canyon Ancestral Footprints Monument. So, and then you see the Wallapai. So I just wanted to also share with you a picture of the different tribal leaders that came together during this time. On the right, you see the Hopi chairman, the Hopi vice chairman. You see myself, the vice chairman of the San Juan Southern Paiute, the Havasupai chairman, and the Wallapai chairman. These are all the tribes. There's some tribes that are not in this picture, but they all came together to work and lobby to declare the Grand Canyon a national monument. And here is President Joe Biden. He came to the Red Butte, our sacred place. He went all the way out there and declared the Baj Nawabja Itaku'uvini a national monument. And I never thought in my life that I would see a sitting president come to our landscape, our sacred place, and visit us and voice his concern about Native Americans and our fight to protect our existence and our cultural ways and our ancient ways. And it was such an honor to host him during this ceremony. And so this was on the left side, you also see the chairwoman of the Colorado River Indian tribes. You see right behind the president, President Navajo Nation Bu Nigrin. And on the right side, you see Department of Interior Secretary Deb Holland. And right next to Deb Holland is my daughter, Maya Little, who introduced the president and welcomed him when he arrived to our reservation or ancestral lands. And this is just a sticker of campaign that we did. And I want to see if this video can share with you, but if not, it's okay. But it says Baj Nawabja Itaku'uvini, Ancestral Footprints of the Grand Canyon National Monument. And it has all the animals in this symbol, the ram, the birds, the flowers, the water. We really wanted to share that in this particular sticker. But let me see if this will play for you. Oh, it doesn't look like it. What is it? Can you hear it?
In our language, Han Majevika means the water will heal you. The water can hear you. So when you need something, you go to the spring water and you do an offering and you do a prayer. And then after that, you drink the water and you bless yourself with the water. And that has been done for many, many centuries. And once you get the blessing, you're given the opportunity to enjoy life and drink the fresh water. And I would like for everyone to enjoy that. Everyone deserves fresh water, clean water.
Miss Tilousi, the sound went out in the video.
Us anymore. They've all passed, but I can feel them. I sometimes can hear them. And they're the ones that train me to be who I am today. They're the ones that really started this campaign, and we're just picking up where they left off. And then when it's my time to go, somebody else is going to pick up where I left off. I know the Havasupai has led this fight ever since I was a child, but now it's everyone's fight. Everyone is taking this on just as much as the Havasupai elders did. Our small voices are now heard in the White House. And that is a big step for my small tribe.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to my story. And, you know, it's we all can continue to work together and do this together. And look forward to, you know, listening to your comments. And thank you for allowing me to be with you today.
This was so inspiring. Thank you so much. And there's so much amazing stuff that you had to share. So now I wanted to open it up for questions. If anybody's got any questions, comments, we're open to all of it. So I just want to take a minute now to give an opportunity for that. Sarah, you can unmute.
Yes, thank
You're very quiet.
you. Can you hear me better?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you so much for this beautiful presentation. That land is truly rugged and gorgeous and worthy of conservation for sure. I think we've all heard the rumors about cutbacks to a lot of our national monuments, including the ancestral footprints. Do you know any of the latest reports about this? Is this going to happen imminently? Is this something that's being kicked down the road a bit, or what's the latest scoop on it?
I don't have any, I'm with you. I just hear rumors. And I don't really don't have any updated information. And but you know, this administration is going to do what they're going to do. And we're just going to have to be prepared on how our response is going to be. And this is a very important time in history that we all need to be more unified, more so than ever before.
Thank you. I appreciate your answer. And yes, we should be on guard.
Thank you. Sorry, the video went out. I feel terrible about it, but I can share it with Isaac and then he can share it with the rest of you.
That would be excellent. And we appreciate that. There's now a question in the chat from Shannon, and Shannon asked, Shannon said she's curious how you feel about what's happening in terms of the environmental policy in the new administration, and if you're worried the progress will be rolled back in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I'm very worried. I'm very worried for the future of our children. You know, a lot of us have already lived half our lives here on this earth, but I'm really concerned about the future generations, and they're going to have to live through these really tough times and be able to, again, work together and try to fix everything. But I'm really, and on the other hand, I want to remain hopeful because in my line of work, you have to remain hopeful and you know, continue to do the best we can and with the tools and the resources that we have. And we need you all just as much as you need us to protect your waters upstream. And I am very worried. Yes.
Thank you. And if there are no other questions, which it seems there are not, we'll close now. This recording will be posted online. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have one more question from Sarah. Last year, your community was devastated by flooding. Have you recovered?
Well, climate change is something that has been affected us. We've been right in the front lines of a lot of this flooding, and we really appreciated everyone's outpouring support. We were able to accept a lot of donations that went to families, and we have fixed our trails the best we could. We have access in and out now, and it was just a really scary time. Our mail stopped. The helicopter, you can only get into Supai in the helicopter at that time, but we've been able to recover slowly. We've been fixing our bridges, and I received some federal funding to continue some of the improvements in the village, and it'll take some time. It'll take some time. Some of the homes are damaged, and that takes time too for homes to be repaired and stuff. I know one of our elders always used to tell us, you need to move out to the plateaus where, but there's really no water at the plateaus, but mainly in the village. But it's so pretty down there that a lot of my family don't want to leave in Supai. But yeah, thank you so much for all your support and continuing to think about my family and my community.
Thank you so much. You guys really all sound like such resilient people. And we got another question from Carrie. And Carrie asked, are there any rallies or protests we can be a part of to advocate for what is going on?
Of course, yeah, like your NGOs, the Sierra Club, the Grand Canyon Trust, the Center for Biological Diversity. All these organizations have been alliance with the Havasupai tribe, and we lean on them to help coordinate some of these actions, because a lot of my community, it's hard for them to come out of Supai. It takes them a whole day to get out and in, but once we hear, any type of action of such, we will spread the word. But supporting the NGOs is a very important right now. Even if you just show up and volunteer, they're the ones that really speak out for each and every one of us here in Arizona and work alongside us tribes. So, right now we don't have anything planned. My tribe doesn't aren't really good at planning those things, but we lean to the NGOs. And of course, once we do, we will let you know. Thank you for that question.
Thank you for that. And that's actually where I heard you speak for the first time. You really motivated that crowd of, I think, 200 plus people at a rally for public lands, and that was organized by the Sierra Club. So that was pretty amazing. So it seems that is it. And thank you so much. Thank you to all who came. We will be posting this online. It will be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And I hope to see you all at our next program and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.